Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's get into a singles storyline. It is Wednesday. Try to put these out Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. We've got the Chariot. Chariot is forward motion. This is somebody who's emotionally secure, stable. They're balanced, right? They got their woofers and their tweeters. We've got this like a DJ here. I don't know if he does house music or like kind of maybe like fusion. You notice he's got the yin yang symbol on his chest. So I'm thinking that he blends maybe like I could picture somebody who does like they sample in music. Like I'm hearing Moby in my head right now. I feel like Moby did a lot of awesome samples into some of his music. But I mean, so many artists do it. I love the samples when they get added in. We've got this little page here, and it's the Page of Cups that came out sideways. Again, though, I would actually look at this as balance because if you look, they actually did a diagonal split screen here for this actual card. So everything is in balance. It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm not, like living my life on my knees begging forgiveness. I'm able to offer love, but I don't keep offering it where it's not welcomed. I've learned how to have balance. I can be kind and humble, but on the other hand, I don't lack self-worth. That fine-tuned balance is amazing. That's really nice to see. Really lovely. So he comes across as a pretty amazing character. We have the Seven of Wands upright as well. Seven of Wands is somebody that's by the way, we got 7-7, and keep in mind, of course, we just came through that 7-7 portal. We're headed into a full moon right after this. So we've got some big, like divine energies of release, energy of bringing things from the subconscious to the surface. So all this looks really, really good. This is how somebody overcomes struggles. We can see this person is powerful enough where they can master things with just one hand. And it's probably because they are really balanced. Yes, this person has faced some kind of struggles, but they do so by saying, look, I don't focus all of my attention on a problem ever. What I do is I say, I understand this is something that needs to be dealt with, but let me keep my life in balance. Let me, even sometimes I can be patient. I can pause and wait for resolution. Maybe more information needs to come to the surface. I have more to deal with than just one topic in my life at any given time. So I have a way to say, I can hang in there and wait for the solution to present itself sometimes. So we do have seemingly, this could be a single divine masculine because we've had all divine masculine energy so far. We've got Justice and we've got the Five of Swords sideways. If there has been conflict, anger, a fight, and they believe possibly a feminine has treated them unfairly, maybe this is why they're single right now. They're saying, look, I've made peace with the way things went down. I've done what I could do within my power to course correct it. And I trust that either over time, perhaps this feminine will see that I did my part to try to, either take responsibility for my role in this. And at some point she'll either understand, if it does feel like he's saying, I did make an effort. I did say I was sorry. I did do what I should have done. And I can be at peace with that now. If at some point in time she either, meets me halfway or she can understand this, maybe she's no longer angry at me. Great. I feel like this is somebody who actually sent out a message to her already. And he's saying, however this goes, I will accept. We have the Lover's card in the reverse. I don't know if there was an accusation that he was a cheat or something, but it says he wasn't. And there wasn't, whatever was, look, this feels like there must have been an unfair accusation, and that has been since cleared up. And it's like, I've not done any wrongdoing here. I haven't been inconsistent, or I haven't done something that I might have been accused of. But I see her, there is some kind of imbalance in all of this. And keep in mind, this storyline started out with him being that yin yang energy. He can see it through both lenses. He sees his role in things. He understands I'm not going to, force or scream or, fight this. Instead, I've handled it to the extent that I could. And however this pans out now is however it pans out now. We have the Nine of Swords. This says he is claiming, like, he's aware that she had extreme stress, that he maybe caused her extreme stress over a topic. Hang on. Can we pause for just a second and say, does this feminine know that he has apparently, like in his mind, he says he set things right? You know, let's just go over, because I don't really know who the character is. Who is our lead character? We're seeing it all from his perspective, but for all I know, the single person is her. That's the focal point of this story. But it also could be him. Look, we're hearing him stand up and say, like, I handled everything gracefully. I set things right. I am aware that I caused her great distress. I am aware that we both got hostile with each other, but I'm also aware that it wasn't fair that she thought I did something that I didn't. And now somehow I've put it to rest, or I have maybe, I don't know what he's done to course correct it, but let's go over and look at her right now. Tell me about our feminine. Our feminine says, Prince of Cups, he owes me an apology. Remember, we already saw that Page of Cups on his side. And he says, I don't really have to do more than what I've already done to apologize. I'm at peace with everything. She says with the High Priestess, she is very intuitive. She believes this about herself. What does that mean? Look, maybe she's just fine without him. He says, I know she was really stressed, but I don't even know. And he also says it was unfair that she got so upset, but I think she was just overly stressed. And she's over here saying, High Priestess, nothing gets by me. 6 of Cups and the 7 of Coins. If anything, she says, this was a soulmate energy. And yes, I know that he wants to come back. It's been a really long time. And we still have the see no, hear no, speak no evil monkeys down there. And we got the roll of the dice. We see dice all over her. I'm wondering if I do not think that she believes in him. I don't like seeing the roll of the dice aspect after all this time. She's like, oh, I'm pretty sure that he'll try to come back and just see what happens, never having addressed what already did happen. I'm not sure where. You notice that the card that is on both of their minds is the apology card. And he's like, no, I don't really owe an apology. And she's like, they owe an apology. They know it and I know it. But I think they're going to try to return after waiting this out and then just see, maybe we will see no, hear no, speak no about the past. We're not going to bring up the past. And then that's probably how they'll handle this. She's saying, I fully expect them to reemerge without addressing the past. Okay, this is not looking really good. And I would have preferred that, for a single storyline that we get something that maybe isn't, lingering over the past. But let's go over here to his side one more time and say, Kircher, from your perspective, masculine, what's the core of this? Okay, so we have a 6 of Wands in the reverse. There is this like, maybe I didn't feel good enough. Okay, if that's the core of everything, I wasn't cheating, but maybe I didn't say the things that I should have or could have because I didn't feel 100% good about myself at that time. I wasn't feeling super empowered. Okay, but do you think she knows that? Did you convey this to her? Or are you just saying, look, I've thought about it. I don't really owe a big apology. It's not that I did anything that she accused me of. That was on her part. She just was freaking out and thinking that of me. We got the 10 of Wands sideways. I don't know how to interpret that because it's sideways. I said, did you convey this to her already? Tell her this already. He's saying, I don't have to feel bad about this really anymore because, she still chose to walk away. She did what she had to do for her own peace of mind. Okay, so let me just say this. So you're content to let her go and say, I didn't do anything wrong. 3 of Swords. He says, I was the one done wrong. She walked away from me by saying that I did something wrong when I didn't. But it kind of seems like you're a bit non-committal about the whole 10 of Wands thing. Another sideways card. 9 of Pentacles, sideways. what it seems like, we're kind of going over and over here in this story, which is really frustrating. He's kind of crying foul to a certain extent, but saying, like, I'm good. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't have to worry about this. You know, she kind of did me dirty by not believing me when I said, look, I just want to be single. It's not that I have somebody else. I kind of implied that, or it should have come across that way. Just because I want to be by myself, I want to, work on my own life. You shouldn't assume that I'm cheating. So you kind of did me dirty. And I'm the one who's the injured party. And, she walked away on me. But I think this would imply that if you wanted to be single, then you walked away from her, right? So then I'm not really sure why you would even be bothered by whatever she may think. Because he's saying, because I didn't cheat or anything, but it's unfair that she got so stressed out and thought that. But again, I'm not sure why you feel injured about this, but then you're still kind of saying, yeah, but I'm fine. Why does she think that you are at some point going to be reaching back out to her? That might be totally wrong. 7 of Swords. Here's the problem with this, that he is lying to himself if he's saying, I'm not going to reach out, because the 7 of Swords says liar, liar. And it says, no, this is over. But why are you back up out of your coffin? And why do we have hope and reflection scratched into the inside of the coffin? I do feel like he's lying to himself if I say, why does she think that you're going to be reaching back out to her? And he's like, I'm not, it's over. Except why are you reemerging from your coffin? If this is done, why are you even thinking about her? You started the storyline, dude, by instantly bringing her up. You know what? I'm super balanced. You know what? I don't really have to say sorry to people when, I didn't really do anything wrong. And you're still hanging around and you're still thinking about this because your guides keep telling you about this. But then you immediately wanted to launch into, she really did me dirty by, getting really upset. And I wasn't cheating. So she did me wrong. And I am the third party that was, or the injured party here, as that 3 of Swords, right? She actually did me wrong, because I think she might still be mad at me and think that I'm a player. Well, she does think that you owe her an apology. So however you handle things were not right. If you're saying you're done and it doesn't matter, you wouldn't still be thinking about her. And if you're saying it's done and it didn't matter and you didn't do anything wrong anyway, but really she's the villain, then why do you want her back? Why do we have that Temperance card? I just want to make peace with her so she doesn't think bad of me. So you do want to talk to her, but you still want to insist you didn't do anything wrong. And really, she owes you the apology, but you want to make nice with her. 4 of Pentacles. Oh, you actually want to accuse her of trying to demand stuff of you. You were holding on to me too tight. That's really, you made me feel like I wasn't going to be enough. Maybe you even contributed to why I felt 6 of Wands in the reverse, because, you were breathing down my neck, like expecting me to be a person who was ready to be a partner. And I really felt like you wanted to control me. And so that's what pushed me away and say, I don't feel good enough. I need to just be alone, because you were expecting me to be your partner. This feels, I'm sorry, but that 7 of Swords says a lot. It seems like we have somebody who wants to come back in, not to actually make nice, and not because they don't care, and not because they feel bad, but because they feel injured that she expected something of them, but they're saying she demanded things of me that then made me feel like I wasn't going to be good enough. So then I moved away from her, and then she got upset and said that I was probably a cheat. And see, that's not fair, because I didn't do anything wrong. Really, it was all your fault. So I really want to say that I want to make nice with you, but really I want you to recognize how you did me wrong. That's what this feels like. And that's the part that they're not acknowledging. Okay, this can all be stopped right here, though. We don't even need to keep telling this story. If the individual who's sitting there as a high priestess says, yeah, I know, I feel them wanting to come back around and wanting them to, I read the see no, hear no, speak no evil as like, maybe they're not going to want to talk about the past. Oh no, they do, but they want it to, they actually like want her to say, I absolve you. You did nothing wrong. It was all me. Okay, let me just ask point blank. Feminine, are you going to absolve them of anything if they show up. Page of Wands. She's like, I'm not even going to be home. I'm going to be off on some other adventure. I'm going to be out taking photographs. I'm going to be on a vacation. We got the Devil. We got the Eight of Wands. This storyline really sucks because I feel like this is an incomplete storyline that lingers. It hangs on. She knows it. She wants to actually talk to them, but about what was toxic. Otherwise, it's like, I'm just going to be gone because this thing keeps lingering and I know that they want to talk and we should talk, but I'm kind of dodging it, I think is what it says here. Can we just get the higher perspective? I feel like this storyline needs to get cleaned out so that these two can just leave this thing alone and move on with their lives, maybe. Universe, what have you got to say? Eight of Cups sideways, Hanged Man. The universe says the I'm leaving, I'm not thinking about this anymore is not really true on her part. She does know that this is incomplete and that this big delay is perpetually hanging over both of them. Nothing was handled in a satisfactory manner for either of them. And although she says, oh, I'm over this, if I think the universe is gently saying, if you're really over it, you wouldn't still be picking up on their energy vibe and know that there's this weird, we're all holding our breath on this. What's going to happen? When are we someday going to talk? Are they coming back? Am I going back? What's really going to happen here? Are they ever going to tell me that they're sorry for what she perceives they did wrong, which they claim they didn't do anything wrong, but they also claim you did something wrong. Whew. Universe, can you just wrap this up for us? Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. The universe says, we don't have any new do-overs for these two. We have two people in the exact same place that they were in the last time they talked. Nothing has changed. These two won't get through a conversation. We have Eight of Swords and we have Six of Swords. The universe says the best thing they could do is, for goodness sakes, move on with other relationships in your life. This is stagnating. The only way to maybe let this one go is to let it go. I kind of agree. I think letting this thing go is the best choice. If they let go, what happens for her if she lets go? Page of Swords. Guess what? She really finds balance. And there she is as a DJ, just like he said he was at the beginning. I am going to listen to awesome music. I'm going to have this new energy. I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to learn new things after no longer thinking about this. And it's all going to be about finding greater balance. I've learned something about what I like, what I don't like. I don't really need to talk to them anymore. I need to move on. Okay, what about for him? The Tower. If he can let this go, he may also kind of drop some ego that was involved in all this, and he may like blossom a little bit more as a person, because we definitely saw him telling himself lies. Doesn't matter, but really she did me wrong, but I just want to make peace with her and tell her that she did wrong. You owe me an apology, blah, blah, blah. This is like, wow, drop the ego, and he'll be able to. And if she's been like, he owes me the apology, she'll be able to move on. And perhaps also like they both become better people, not together, but because they can let each other go. I know, interesting story on this, but I think so relatable. Like, who has not been caught in a gridlock before of you did it, no, you did it, no. And even if we talk 5 years later, we're right back to the same argument. And this says, let this one go. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for a thumbs up.